Hello, this is the Wilderness Leadership Academy pre-campout video for January. My name is Jim Bussing. I'm the director of Wilderness Leadership Academy, and this is John Baldwin. He's the director of operations here at HATS. Thanks for joining me, John.
All right, glad to be here.
We're going to be talking about the activities coming up for WLA in January. This is our spring schedule, but it's in January. So our dates are going to be January the 10th through the 12th and January the 17th through the 19th. John and I will both be directing individual bandana groups. If we need one more director, we'll pull them in from outside. But you have a wonderful group of mentors right now that we have signed up. Got some possible alumni coming back, which is really cool. They help out, bring a different perspective to the campouts. We're going to be focusing this weekend, these 2 weekends, on REAL. So in the fall session, we talked about ICE-ME, which is inspire shared vision, challenge the process, enable others to act, model the way, and encourage the heart. REAL stands for rejecting passivity, expecting a greater reward, accepting responsibility, and leading courageously. And these are more of internal traits that we don't usually see right away. They come out later on in leadership, but these are important traits that we talk about, as well as reviewing the ICE-ME traits. And we're also going to be going over leadership behaviors. They're in your packet as well. By the way, the packet will be online. If you do you know how to do that exactly?
Yeah, it's available on the portal. So whenever you sign up, go to your sign up page, and there'll be an icon to the right, and you can go there, and the participant packet will be available online there. We will probably post out earlier because we'll have the packet ready pretty soon. So rather than put it out a week in advance, we can put the packet out a little sooner. You won't know your assignments, but you'll have available the packet, so you can start looking through everything that we have.
And when you go to My Activities on the website, that's where you go over to My Adventures, and then you go over to the right, and that's where the packet is and this video. So if you're watching this, you know kind of where to look for it. All right. But we'll be going over those. We'll concentrate on REAL. We will also go over ICE-ME, and we'll kind of be looking for you to, when we give you an assignment, to understand which one of those traits, which one of those principles applies to your assignment. It's really important that we don't just do the assignments, but we understand where that leadership activity is coming from. We just created a mission statement last fall. Actually, last summer we pondered on that quite a bit and finally came up with a mission statement. We used it on our first campouts in the fall, August and September. And that is enabling young leaders to conquer challenges and lead like it matters. And we also created a little chant that we copied first aid a little bit, because I'm like, where does safety start? Safety starts with me. But I would ask, who's going to lead?
We are.
And how are we going to lead?
Like it matters.
There we go. Just to remind you that it doesn't matter whether it's a small group you're leading or your student body president, you need to lead like it matters all the time. It's always important. Your leadership skills and your leadership availability to everybody else is really important. So we'll be stressing that the entire weekend. We also believe in HATS that leaders are not born, they're made. So there's a lot of people that come into these campouts thinking they don't have the skill set to be leaders. And you're wrong. There's a great leader inside of each one of you. We use this campout as a mechanism to bring that leader out. So people who are shy or timid, don't like to be in front of people, we're going to hopefully work those fears out and progress that leadership role. And on the flip side, we've had many that are maybe a little too confident when they come in, and we have to tone them down a little bit and make them realize there's more to leadership than just being loud and being comfortable in front of people. There's compassion for other people and showing leadership skills and being selfless. So it works both ways. It's a good camp out for everybody, no matter what kind of leader you are. All right, our goals for this weekend, again, focusing on relationships, leadership, and communication. I got that out of whack. It's focusing on relationships, communication, and leadership through adventure with our dads. But we also have the mission statement for WLA. And a big deal for what we're going to do is we're going to give you assignments. The assignments will be given out the Monday before the weekend you're camping. So if you're camping on the 10th and 12th, that Monday before, you'll get assignments via email. It may not be until Monday night late. I tried to take that day off work, get everybody's assignments sent out, and you'll have it Monday. Please confirm, dads, please confirm that you received that, because I usually have to track people down for days, and by Wednesday they're like, oh yeah, we got it Monday. But I need to know, so I'm not tracking you down. We need to know you received that so your son or daughter can use that time to prepare and practice. Which leads me to the next thing, preparation, preparation, preparation. It's a big deal. If you show up thinking you're going to read this packet on the way up and it's going to be good, it's not. We're going to know that. And we're giving you feedback. So when you do a speech based on real, or you're running a game, we're going to give you some really personal feedback. We changed the feedback process last time. We're going to take you aside and we're actually going to give you a written sheet of what we saw on your performance, your presentation. And we felt like it worked a little bit better that way. It was better taken, and I think a lot of people are standing out in front of people just taking the feedback. They're not really concentrating on the feedback. So you will get feedback, but a lot of times it's preparation. Like, okay, that was great. You were good in front of people. You were loud. You turned around. You faced everybody, but you didn't prepare. There was no speech. There was no content. So my suggestion is when you get the assignments on Monday, you probably won't get them until late Monday. Tuesday, take the time to write out what you're going to say. Make a written statement of your games, a written statement of your speeches, and then go practice. Practice in front of the mirror, practice in front of your friends, whatever you need to do, but just practice over and over again. Practice on the way up on Friday night. You're in a car, you don't need to do anything else, just practice your speeches and your games. That's going to make it a much better deal. We always say if you're going to speak for 1 minute, you need to practice for an hour. So there's a lot of preparation that goes into this. Make the speeches as deep and meaningful as possible. We really want you to take this opportunity not just to say something out there. It's not about just talking in front of people. It's about expressing what that leadership trait or principle really means to us. Think of good examples. We've had some really good examples before where we're like, wow, that's awesome. We've also said some examples where we were like, well, where did that come from? That's not even close. But just think about what the meaning of that trait is or that principle. We give you examples in the book. We don't want you to carbon copy those examples. Think of your own example and bring that to the speech with you. Again, the feedback is done in a very kind and loving way. We're not going to tear you apart. We're very nice about it. We do have kind of a go or no-go, so we gave out quite a few no-goes. But as the weekend progresses on, I think everybody was on a go at the end of the weekend. There's always some jitters on Friday night. Don't beat yourself up. It's always choppy. But our goal is not to beat you up. It's to make you better. We want to make you the best leader you can be. We're going to do that by giving you feedback and giving you encouragement. And hopefully that progresses into better leadership skills for you. All right, John, we're going to talk about logistics.
Yeah. The camp out will be at the Josh Kahn Ranch. Josh Kahn Ranch. That is south of Mineral Wells. The directions to the Kahn Ranch is going to be in the packet at the back. We will also have hat signs set up as you get a little closer to the ranch that will point you back to where we are. And if you have any questions like that, you can just call me or Megan or Jim, and we'll be glad to help you with anything like that you know in terms of where we're going to be camping. But Josh Kahn Ranch, very important. It's different from where we were in the fall. We will be doing our food in the traditional Hats ways. We did be just like it was last time. You know, come out to the ranch on Friday night. Be prepared to get started with instruction by 7:30. I think is the current time, and breakfast on Saturday morning. We'll be eating lunch back at camp. You know, in the campsite so just bring you know, it doesn't have to be highly packable for Saturday afternoon. And then Saturday night is going to be cooking over the grill and Dutch ovens, and we'll be doing dessert while we did listen to the ghost stories on Saturday night. And then Sunday morning is traditional, you know, breakfast that we normally do for our Hats adventures. You guys know the non-negotiables for our camp out, the 18-inch rule, no electronics. As leaders, we want to continue to hold to that principle of keeping our cell phones in our tents or cars. Don't bring any pets or firearms, and as you guys know, we have a strict no alcohol policy. The weather for this camp out is likely to be very cold. It's pretty unpredictable. Sometimes it's beautiful, sometimes it's freezing, and you just don't know what you're going to get on the winter camp out. This is an important part of leadership, of dealing with whatever, being prepared and looking and knowing what to expect and dressing appropriately. The packet will have a section for winter camp out preparation. Be sure and read that and take all that advisement. But in short, dress in layers and bring rain gear. We will persevere through whatever elements that we have coming in on that weekend. And we'll do it with a great attitude and a smile, as great leaders do. Portable heaters are a good idea on this camp out. If you don't have a heater buddy, you might want to look into getting one, especially if it looks like the weather's going to be really frigid. And also double bagging is really important. We'll have some extra stuff, but as leaders, you guys coming into the leadership realm, you should be well versed in how to prepare for the elements and be able to camp appropriately. But we will have, if you need any help, we'll be happy to give it to you, prior to the camp out.
All right, thanks, John. All right, going into the schedule for the weekend. Friday night, again, as John had mentioned, we're going to circle up at 7:30. It's not as normal as if you haven't been to a WLA camp out. It's not like a normal age group camp out where you can just show up late at 10 o'clock and put up your tent, go to bed. We need you there at 7:30. Actually, before that, if you want to set up your tent, get everything ready, please arrive 5 or 6, something like that, so you have plenty of time to set your tent up, have dinner, and then we're going to be going right into our schedule Friday night. But you have assignments on Friday night, so if you miss those, you're already behind quite a bit. So please circle up by 7:30. If you arrive at 7:15, don't set up your tent, just come to the circle and get ready, and we'll start activities right away. Saturday morning activities, kind of normal activities, exercises, name game, and then we'll break into some leadership activities that we will do. And we actually have some activities in the afternoon that are different from before. It's going to be the first time for these leadership activities. And then we have a leadership behavior test that we'll do. It kind of gives you an idea of if you're an extrovert, introvert, judging, sensing type person. It's a 4-letter key that tells everything about your personality and your leadership behavior. So it's an interesting thing to do, and I'll probably take it again. I'll end up doing the same scores. I know you're probably the same. But we'll do that in the afternoon, and then in the evening we'll have regular nighttime activities. We'll have cooking over the coals, and we will have ghost stories. And it's important on this particular camp out, if this is your second camp out, this is where you've had an assigned ghost story. So on the first camp out, you remember we told you to come up with your own original ghost story. I would recommend, again, writing that down, practicing it, and you can bring your notes and read it, but I'd rather you perform it instead of reading it right from the page. But everyone that's required will do a ghost story in front of the entire group at the campfire Saturday night. And then, of course, we'll have our Dutch oven. So if you have a Dutch oven, please bring it. I think this is one of the campouts where we have a lot of participation, almost a one-on-one last time. Like, we had quite a few of those. It's awesome. Sunday morning, same morning activities, but we will do some other assignments as well. And everybody's going to have to come up with a name game story, not a name game, just a story. So be thinking about what kind of name game you want to do, and also think about the audience. Am I telling this name game to a 4th grader, or am I telling it to a 9th grade group? And if you'll just let us know ahead of time, like this was meant for a 4th grade group, that's fine. I think the ones that are for 9th graders and up are a little more meaningful. They're just a little more deeper than what you would give for a 4th grader. So keep that in mind when you're coming up with a story, and can't wait to hear those.
Be sure and check the anatomy of a name game section of your packet. It will give you a lot of good information on it. Again, no game that's expected for you to run for this activity, but there is a good section of how to write up a ghost story, a good name game story for you to deliver.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I talked about the feedback. We're giving you feedback the entire weekend. We're going to give you an opportunity to give us some feedback at the end of the camp out. It's called Thorns and Roses. So you can tell us what you liked about the camp out, what you didn't like. We don't snap back at you. We just write it down, and we definitely take these aside, and we actually meet after the camp out and talk about each one of these in detail. So we have made changes based on those. Sometimes we don't. It just depends on if we think it's something that's worth changing or improving in the program. But it's definitely how we got to where we're at now, just making improvements. All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing all of y'all there. Please come with a good attitude, warm clothes, dry clothes, and we'll see you in January.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.